So hello dear students. Now some of the students they said that they have the problem in the gold number. So I am making this video for telling you about the protective action of soles and the gold number. So before studying that, we have to study the stability of the colloids. Why our colloids they are stable? So the stability of the colloids is because of the three reasons. First is the Brownian motion, second is the presence of similar charge on the colloidal particles, and the third one, which is very important, is the solvation of colloidal particles, which is the solvation by the solvent layer surrounding them. So these meanings you know. Suppose this is our some of the colloid. Suppose gold colloid we are having, gold sole. So these are the droplets having the negative charge. So because of having the same charge, they repel each other. That's why, because of the presence of the similar charge, the colloidal particles they are stable, because when they will repel each other, they will not coalesce, and when they will not coalesce, then precipitation will not occur, and until these droplets retain their position, then the colloid is stable. But if these two droplets or three droplets they coalesce and form bigger droplets, then the sole that will remain unstable. So because the second point is that they are constant in constant motion, which is called as the Brownian motion, that also is responsible for the stability of the colloids. So now these two points you have are clear to you, that the colloids are stable because of the Brownian motion and because of the presence of the similar charge. Now the third point, this third point is applicable to whether our soles they are hydrophilic or hydrophobic. So solvation of colloidal particles, what does this mean? Suppose we are having two types of colloidal solutions. This is the lyophobic colloid, and this one is the lyophilic colloid. What are lyophobic colloid? In which the dispersed phase has no affinity with the dispersion medium. So suppose we are having gold sole. In the gold sole, these are negatively charged. When we add some electrolyte and a positive Cl negative, then this positive charge will combine with these negative charge, and the charge of the sole particles now will be removed, and the droplets will coalesce, and the aggregation of the precipitation will take place. But in the lyophilic colloids, suppose we are having gelatin. Gelatin is again a negatively charged droplet. If we add NaCl, no precipitation will occur. Why? Because here this layer, which is the layer of bound water layer, this is protecting the precipitation, and this is called as the solvation, because in the lyophilic soles the droplets they have greater affinity for the dispersion medium, and when they have affinity with each other, then they form the different layers around the droplets. So although we have added the electrolyte, in spite of that we have no precipitation in this case. So because of this, we can say that lyophilic soles are more stable as compared to lyophobic soles. So to do the precipitation in the lyophilic soles, in addition to electrolyte, we have to add the dehydrating agent also, because dehydrating agent will remove this layer, and the electrolyte will remove the charge, and then the precipitation will occur. So this is the meaning of the third point, that is the solvation of colloidal particles. They are also responsible for the stability of the colloids. So now I think this is clear to you. So now this is about the stability of colloids. Now we will do the protective action of soles and the gold number. What does this mean? Now the property of the lyophilic colloids to prevent the precipitation of lyophobic colloids by electrolyte is called protection. I have told you that lyophilic colloids are more stable. When we add some lyophilic colloid to the hydrophobic colloids, then hydrophobic colloids they get protected by the lyophilic colloids against the addition of the electrolytes. When we add the electrolyte to the lyophobic colloid, and we also add the lyophilic colloid to the lyophobic colloid, then these lyophobic colloids will not get precipitated with the addition of the electrolyte. So this is called as the protection. Now lyophobic colloid is protected against electrolyte by the lyophilic colloid. This is called as the protective action of the soles. So now this is clear now. Now the lyophilic soles used to prevent the precipitation of a lyophobic sole is called protective colloid. That is clear now to you. Now what is gold number? The protective power of different lyophilic soles is expressed in terms of gold number, which is introduced by Zsigmondy, and the number of milligrams of a hydrophilic colloid which just prevent the precipitation of 10 ml of a gold sole on the addition of 1 ml of 10% NaCl solution is called the gold number. Now we have to protect the lyophobic colloid by the lyophilic colloid against the electrolyte, and that protective power is called the gold number. Now we'll explain it. Suppose I am having 10 ml of gold sole, and gold sole is the hydrophobic colloid, and we have to we have to add 1 ml of 10% NaCl solution. If I'll add the NaCl solution, precipitation will occur, but I have to prevent that precipitation, so I will add some hydrophilic colloid to this, so that the precipitation will not occur by the addition of this NaCl. So to prevent this precipitation, how much milligrams of a hydrophilic colloid is required is called gold number. So I will add some hydrophilic colloid to this, and how many milligrams of hydrophilic colloid I will add, so that 10 ml of gold sole gets protected with the addition of 1 ml of 10% NaCl solution. That milligrams of the hydrophilic colloid is called the gold number. So less the milligrams of the hydrophilic colloid is required means less gold number. If the gold number of the hydrophilic colloid is less, it means more is the protective power of that lyophilic colloid. So this is the meaning of the gold number. I hope this is clear to you. Thank you.